Welcome to a quick pose tutorial. We're going to be talking about one that was a nemesis of mine for quite some time. It's called Superman. Now for some of us, we need to gain upper body strength to be able to lift into the pose. And in my case, I was making one critical mistake where if I didn't fix it, I was never going to get into it. So I'm hoping I can help you get into this with a little more ease than me. Make sure your hammock is set to the height of your hip flexors for a back straddle inversion. And hopefully you'll achieve this one a lot quicker than I did. Let's take a look at our pose. And now let's talk about getting into it. And I think this is really critical. The mistake I was making, many times I have my handles on the loop of my daisy chain above my swing. Just personal preference, maybe it's the length of my arms. We want to have our handles on the same loop, or even better, the carabiner of the swing. So the handle is actually hooked to the carabiner that my swing is on. All right, once you have that set, we'll take a seat. I'm going to recommend watching first and then climbing in so you can try it for yourself. One of the reasons why this pose can be challenging is because we may be strong in regards to lifting this way, but we may not be as strong as we'd like to be with overhead mobility, moving from this direction, which adds that little extra challenge. So I have the upper to middle thighs covered, back straddle inversion. The legs will come around. This is important. For most of our flows, you notice the soles of my feet are touching. For this one, I'm going to suggest hooking the feet flexed on your fabric. And then for the handles, we want to go to the longest handles. And you'll know you're in the right position if your thumbs are closest to your face. Here's the hard part. We push down towards the floor and try to straighten your arms, which is going to lead us into our pose. So my shoulders are engaged, arms are nice and strong, and it's giving me a nice stretch through the front body. So I'm feeling this all the way through the abdominals and in my core, as well as my hip flexors, a little in my quads with my knees bent, toes touching. Yes, you can extend your legs, hence Superman or Superwoman. But I do think with the knees bent, I get a little more benefit of the pose. For the exit, I suggest keeping those feet together so I know you're nice and safe. Try not to just drop out of your pose. Slow descend down, control it with those arms. And then of course, once you're here, I want you to take your time in your inversion, tractioning the spine, doing the things that you like while you're down here. And always exiting slowly. Making sure that you become accustomed to being right side up before you exit your trapeze, of course. Now, if you had difficulty with that push, right, so you are not alone. Try coming down 1 or 2 notches on your daisy chains. I think the higher up the handles are, the harder this becomes. So try working on just the upper body strength to push yourself into the pose. And then when you're ready, come back up to the same carabiner of your swing. So play with this one. Hopefully you can get into your Superman much faster than I did. I'll add this to an intermediate flow in the near future. So until then, have fun exploring, and maybe I will see you again either in your trapeze or on the mat. And until then, Namaste.